All right. What is up, YouTube? Sure. That's closed and that's closed. Let me get some water here. These dogs are going to drive me crazy, but in fact, maybe today I will buy that In fact, gosh, I really want to do that right now. Buy the ultrasonic dog emitter I think I have in my Amazon account. Oh, I swear, if the only reason I got that fridge was to keep water cold, hey, what's up, JD? It was worth it. So we are here in the spare room. Um, my spirits have been low as of late, but right here we got one of the benefits of living in a highly cultural community. We have the tamale lady who came by, who doesn't just say tamales, she kind of emphasizes the ace part, so it's like tamales, tamales. And the first time I heard it, I'm like, what the hell is that noise? Like, what is. There must be some crazy homeless person, like down the street. And then I realized she's saying tamales, except she's like tamales. Anyways, so how do I get um to the wrong Amazon? So, anyways, we are gonna try some pollo y queso verde, which is green sauce. So those are gonna be pretty good. Don't have anything in particular to talk about today, but I think we will grab a pen real quick. Oh, I moved my pens over here. I finally set up my office, and you can't really tell, but I am sitting on a motorcycle stand on a piece of wood. I still don't have a chair. I went to the current bit rate is higher than God. I can't even. How can I not even stream in 480p from my phone? That's unbelievable to me. I my router's like right around the corner, so that's kind of amazing to me that I can't do that. But there's so much stuff in the news that's been going on, and I don't follow it too closely all the time. Um, but there's so many times during the day where I see an article and I just think, like, man, I wish I could just, Thank you, JD. Yeah, stream. This is part of the reason I'm doing this stream right now is because live streams help the metrics. My channel's been exploding as of late. I don't know. I mean, I sort of know why it is. I've been uploading a lot of videos, but they haven't really been getting an inordinate amount of views. Um, I think it's just that YouTube saw that my channel was active, and now it's starting to. Man, this thing is hot. Now it's starting to recommend my videos. In fact, I suppose I could look at the metrics and try to figure out where my new views are coming from. I'm such a Luddite when it comes to YouTube. It's almost embarrassing. But I have 450 subscribers. In fact, it might even be more now. But last check, I had at least 450 subscribers, and I swear, yeah, 450 on the nose. And I was at like 327 or something, maybe a couple months ago. So in the last few months, I've jumped up 100 some odd subscribers, and YouTube kind of grows in funny ways where once the algorithm likes you a little bit more, it starts recommending your videos to people and things like that. I've also been watching videos on my break and stuff at work. So I think what's happening is that when people see comments that I make, if they like the comments, oh man, this thing's just dripping. Uh, to get rid of this because the ants have attacked my house. In fact, I need to carpet bomb under my house with a bug bomb before I go today. But yeah, so YouTube's been kind of hooking me up as of late. Let's see here. Where the heck is and I swear YouTube likes to change their um they like to change their layout so often. It's kind of hard. Maybe it doesn't, maybe it's not that often, but it feels kind of often to me because just when I was getting used to the old layout, now they came out with the new YouTube Studio and all this nonsense. So yeah, 100 plus 138 subscribers in the last 28 days. That is unreal. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can stream from the YouTube app instead of having to use Streamlabs. Now, whether or not that's going to be any better, I don't know. But let's go back to the news. So, quick update. Let me make a little list here of things to cover. Talk about the house update. This pen wants to work. So if any of y'all have watched the most recent video, and forgive me, I'm kind of hungry, so I'm going to be eating this pollo y queso y verde salsa, or salsa verde tamales right now. That looks freaking amazing. So a lot of the times I hear her and I'm just like, oh my gosh, why does this lady have to be running up down the street once a week making all this noise? But I'm pretty excited about this tamale. So let's see here. Wow, that's good. A lot of cornmeal. A lot of cornmeal. Still, at $1.50 each, well worth it. So the house. I've been having problems with the shower flushing, or the shower drain, the water from the toilet coming up into the shower drain when I flush in the garage. And yeah, Californians are, it's funny, JD, Californians, they have so much Mexican food around here that, we have a lot of, we're kind of spoiled with Mexican food. In fact, one of the things, believe it or not, one of the things my friend talks about, who lives in Scotland, I was just talking to him the other day about how he might be coming back to America, which I'm super stoked about. So he was like, damn, I just miss the Mexican food. And it's true. Some carne asada fries, nice carnitas burrito, tacos. I mean, I have so many trucks around me. I'm usually busy working on stuff, but I have probably, I don't know, at least 20 different taco stands within like a mile of my house. Taco trucks, people setting up with like tables just on some random corner in a gas station. Maybe not a gas station, but like these taco trucks will just kind of set up in the corner of some parking lot in some business. And I don't know if they give them a discount on the food or a kickback, or maybe it's just free advertising, but kind of a symbiotic relationship. And I don't know where you can get. I mean, Taco Bell and Jack in the Box and all that stuff kind of gets old after a while, right? So it's kind of nice to get fresh, homemade food once in a while. Oh man, these are really good. Worth every penny, delivered right to my door. Thank you, Tamale Lady. And no. Although I will say, I'm glad you brought that up, Mark, and thanks for joining me. What was I? It was an advertisement. Where did I hear an advertisement from the power company? Was it on the radio? Was it on my phone? Somewhere, I don't know what I was doing, but I think I was listening to God, it might have been the radio, but anyways, in the last day, I heard this ad from SoCal Electric, our electric company here in Southern California, at least in Los Angeles. And they said, something, something, in an effort to be safe, we might have these blackouts, and the blackouts are for your safety and because, we want to prevent forest fires. And I mean, I kind of get like, look, if it's like 70-mile-an-hour winds or something like that, yeah, maybe you turn the power lines off for, a day or something. But if you can't provide power to your customers without worrying about starting a fire, maybe there's something wrong with the way you're providing power to your customers. That's not really. I mean, imagine if other companies did that. Like, imagine if the water company was like, well, it's raining really hard, so we just have to turn off the water. Or imagine if the sewer company was like, hey, we're having a big storm, just don't flush your toilets for the next couple days. We're gonna have rolling brownouts. Like you can't use your toilet. So this idea that, I mean, I guess it sort of came from, I think they found, allegedly anyways, that some of the power lines, transmission power lines, long distance transmission power lines, were at fault for starting some forest fires. So, so then I think, and it's kind of screwed up. So instead of I don't know if they fixed it, but SCE sort of gave the middle finger to the state and the customers and said, okay, well, you're um, blaming us for these outages based on these fires. We'll just turn off the power. Yeah. If you don't like our power, we'll just turn it off. And it's just like a big FU to everyone paying for power. Um, Interesting, Mark. Yeah. And I wouldn't even be surprised if that was just a test. Turning on and off large amounts of power is not a trivial thing. You have to kind of turn it off in stages and turn it back on in stages, as far as I understand. So, a lot of the stuff that's going on right now is testing the populace. In fact, oh, I hate to get tamale stuff out. Let me get a damp paper towel here. But oh, this mask business is driving me up the wall. Every time you go to the store, every time you just, it's so ridiculous. You go to 7-Eleven and they have this Faco plastic thing in front of the counter, and it's just like, well, I hope the whatever germs I'm carrying in excuse me, don't decide to just go up and around the plastic. I saw a really cool article the other day, and it was talking about how quickly someone coughing in a supermarket, how quickly those germs kind of spread around the whole supermarket. It's very fast. Um, it's a lot. So there's just, you're not, and beyond that, these surgical masks are not designed. In fact, I'll get one to show people so they know the difference here. So there's a few different types of masks that people are wearing. We have these sort of normal surgical mask things, right? So they kind of go like this, and they have this little piece of metal in here, aluminum usually, and you can kind of bend it down on your nose. And these are okay, but they're not really designed to stop. You wouldn't want to, like, you know, be, I don't know, drilling concrete or working with asbestos wearing one of these masks. These masks are designed so that, like, little pieces of drool from the dentist or the doctor doesn't get into your mouth or into the wound. It's not to stop the doctor getting sick when they're dealing with someone with Ebola. I mean, it'll stop maybe fluids coming into their mouth, but it doesn't really stop airborne particles. It might limit airborne particles. But yeah, so, and then the other type of masks, a lot of people are wearing these, kind of particulate masks, um, which are okay for particulates, but they really, it's just crazy to me. I wonder if this is a sign, not of like the end times, but a sign of our dissension into lunacy, I'll call it. So my kid's friend home to work instead of the office at Northrop. Is he down here in LA? Um, yeah, at my work, I work in aerospace, and what they did was if you were sick, um, they sent you home for 2 weeks and got you tested. And then anyone you might have been contact, and then if you were positive, wait, let me think how they did. So they send you home, and then if you were around someone in close contact with people, they'd send those people home. But then if the person that originally got sick or was suspected to be sick tested clean, everyone who sort of went home because of that person came back. But otherwise, um, if they tested positive, I don't know, you had to wait a couple weeks or something. So, muchas gracias, señora, por los tamales. Or las tamales. That was really good. Yeah, so the mask thing is just kind of driving me crazy, right? It's a little bit too much. What else is going on in the world? So, what's going on in my life? Work is super fun right now. These last couple days have just been the best. I work on a machine, and there's someone else who works on my machine in the morning, first shift. I work second shift, they work first shift. Now, for whatever reason, I kind of know the reason. The person who works in the morning comes in about 8 o'clock, leaves at about 4:30. Problem is my shift starts at 3:30. So every day I get to work, someone's on the machine that I got promoted and trained to work on. Now, since I'm still working adjacent to the department, I'm still in the same department, I just have a new title, like machine welder, whatever. I can still sort of do work in the department, but it's it's really frustrating because most if you're a whatever job you have, you expect that when you get to work, you're going to be able to start that job. If you're a construction worker, you go to work and start doing construction. You're a plumber, you go to work, start doing plumber. You're an accountant, you go to work and you start doing accounting. But what if you went to work and you're an accountant and your boss said, well, the first shift accountant is still at your desk, so I'm going to need you to just be a janitor for a couple hours until the accountant that's at your desk goes. You'd be like, what are you talking about, So the last few days been staying late, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm just like losing my shit over it. I talked to my supervisor about it, and it may or may not get better. I'm actually looking to leave my department because they don't have enough work, enough welding work for me and this other machine welder. Um, and so I kind of got a little nervous about it a couple weeks ago, and we got these mid-cycle reviews coming up, and I'm just thinking, man, if there's one employee's worth of work and there's two employees, this is not a good long-term situation. So then I'm trying to get trained on this other machine it's made by the same company. It's a little bit smaller and it's going to work on different parts, but basically a very similar machine. But the engineer over there, they're training these two other people, and one of them's on the morning shift and one of them's on the night shift. You know, Mark, I heard Idaho was one of the biggest growing whatchamacallits, states in the country a few years ago. Not right now, to answer your question. Um, I mean, taxes here suck. There's a lot of liberals that are all crazy. Uh, I grew up in the state. The California's my home, and I don't really want to give up on California yet. But the governor is just crazy. And I wonder if I can turn. I'm gonna try to turn the AC on here, and hopefully it doesn't completely drown me out. But maybe I'll move the camera a little closer so we can get a little better. Yeah, I don't know if you're into winter sports, but Idaho has really great skiing. They have a lot of resorts, but there's not a lot of people in Idaho. So I have a feeling in the next few years, as people start moving to Idaho, California, or people in Idaho are going to be like, "Oh, goddamn Californians moving here, ruining the state, and all that stuff." It just cracks me up. Like the same people that complain about Californians moving to their state don't want to put up walls on the southern border to keep criminals out. It's like, oh, so you don't want people moving anywhere they want to move. You don't want people moving into your place, but as long as they're moving somewhere else, totally fine. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I have a pretty decent job right now. Granted, I could use my resume to get a job somewhere else, but I like the company that I'm at, even if I don't like my job every day. So the company does have locations in other states. They have some locations in Texas and Washington and Florida. Not dying to move to Florida. Texas is okay on some laws. They have decent gun laws, but it's pretty hot. The weather in Texas is pretty atrocious. I mean, you get thunderstorms. I actually lived in Texas years ago when I was a kid for a year and a half. Broke my arm in Texas. Got 3 pins somewhere right there in my arm. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm not dying to move out of California, especially having just bought a house. Not to say that I need to live where I own my house, but so yes, the work situation. And yesterday my boss is like kind of giving me attitude about production, which I find very weird because I'm very productive at work. Yeah, exactly, Mark. It's like, are you an American or are you not American? If you're an American, then you're free and you can go to any state you want. I mean, Texans can vote. Not, and the thing that I really don't get is not me. I don't know what the percentage is, but people that move to Texas aren't always trying to take California with them. Yes, I'm sure that some of them are, but a lot of people move to Texas because they want to live in Texas, not because they want to be Californians in Texas. They want to be Texans in Texas. So this idea that like California is going to move to Texas and turn into California, liberalism is a disease, and it plagues the entire nation. So it's silly to say that, oh, if people move to our state, it's going to get destroyed. Man, this thing is so loud. Turn it up to 80 degrees, so hopefully it's not on forever. All right. Let's see. Yeah, that's work. I was gonna work on a part yesterday, but it had an engineering buy-off, which is a little bit rare for the type of part that I work on. Um, so I was gonna weld it, and then I realized, it was like 1 in the morning or something. All the engineers are home, and it was something that they couldn't do remotely. They had to kind of view it in person. And so my boss is like, "Oh, why didn't you realize this?" Or so you got to take it out. And then he said something which I really didn't appreciate. He said, "So it's gonna be another day gone by when nothing gets welded." And I'm just like, "Wow, wow, really didn't need to hear comments like that." Yeah, yeah, no kidding, Mark. It's the idea that we're gonna send out voting ballots to everyone and that voter ID is racist. And look, anybody, no matter what your race, can go to the DMV and get an ID. Why? I mean, it's treasonous. We fought wars over our freedom, over, keeping the country together. You have to be a citizen to vote. That is not a crazy thing. Most countries have voter ID laws. So, this idea that we're just going to let whoever vote and send out ballots wherever, and if some illegal people or some people that aren't citizens vote, that's fine. It's truly amazing to me that more people don't consider this an issue. Truly amazing to me. You are not allowed to just jump the fence and vote. That's not how it works. But apparently that is how it works. So that's kind of crazy to me. Oh my gosh, what is going on? So yeah, the house, let's see. The house stuff, I this weekend, the problem with the house thing is that, trying to buy supplies, you kind of got to plan to get everything at once because if you don't hit up the home improvement store in the morning, it gets busy and the lines and the social distancing. I just, it's driving me up the wall. I went to Harbor Freight maybe not last weekend, but the weekend before last weekend, and I picked up, you see one of my videos, hammer drill and some hammer bits. I was probably the seventh or eighth person in the store. By the time I was standing in line, they were already limiting people coming into the store. Now, granted, it's kind of a small store, but they're going to destroy this economy if they keep this. Let's keep everything closed business going. Excuse me. For sure, Mark. Thanks for stopping by. But the amount that they're destroying the economy just blows my mind. And a lot of people think like, oh, it's going to go back to normal. It is not going back to normal, and it's not going to go back to normal for several reasons. When companies do big layoffs, they don't just come back and hire everyone that they laid off. They hire people with less experience because they're cheaper. Does that hurt production? Yes. Do you lose a lot of experience doing that? Yes. But companies don't really care. They're willing to deal with a little bit shorter production, a little bit poorer quality, maybe piss off a few customers because of delays or who knows what. As long as it looks good on paper, as long as your fixed costs were lower this month than they were last month, then automatically that makes your business more valuable, ironically. Wow, Orange County has always been a little bit of a shining light in California. They had a sheriff, or they have a sheriff, who was very pro gun, very pro concealed carry. Um, Orange County is pretty conservative relative to the fact that it's in Southern California, and it's a big metropolitan area. Yeah, maybe I should move to Orange County. The OC. Oh, that's reason enough alone to move to Orange County. Fort I would love, I wish we had open carry in California. I tell you, it would be so amazing. Open constitutional carry. Or actually just constitutional carry in general. And it's almost makes me sad to say I wish we had it because I'm a firm believer in the Constitution. If you have the right to bear arms, you have the right to bear arms, It shouldn't matter what state you live in. It shouldn't matter what part of the country you live in. Shouldn't matter how many rounds, if it's loaded, if it's unloaded, if you carry it in your, between your nuts, on your ass, on your leg, on your chest. Yeah, 500 is nothing. I mean, that's just horrible. Hmm. It's really interesting. I bet they have a lot less crime in OC. So let's take a look at some news articles here and see what kind of nonsense is going on in the news. I wonder if I can't really turn it. I wonder if, Oh, I can't flip the camera when I'm streaming either, but let's see here. Um, so, let's move this piece of paper. Oh, yeah, so these memorials. So people are attacking all these memorials. And I mean, there's a lot of vandalism going on, but look, I understand that some historical figures lived a lifestyle, whether it was they had slavery, if they were colonialists, you know, you're not gonna be able to judge every single political figure as an angel, but that's not really how it works. George Washington wasn't perfect, Jefferson wasn't perfect, but they still founded our country, and our country is a very amazing country, and we're very unique and special in that we have a very developed constitution. We have this idea that man should have rights. When I say man, I mean humankind. Let's not get too mixed up in the gender stuff. Mankind, Americans have rights. We're supposed to have rights, anyways. Our rights are kind of getting impinged upon as of late. But this country has a lot of good stuff going for it. So when you decide that you'd want to just deface a monument, you're really just kind of taking a crap on your city. Oh, jeez. Yeah, Darwin Award right there. What an idiot. Good for him. But yeah, all this, this rioting and destruction. I saw some video recently where it was like, oh, the Russian mafia is protecting this store or something, and they had all these Russian guys in front of this store, and I'm like, yeah, good. I'm pretty sure that if there's a bunch of big tough Russian gangsters in front of the store, it's not going to get screwed up. They have that really popular video or pictures of the Koreans on the rooftop in the Los Angeles riots after Rodney King, and nobody fucked with their store. Rifles and firearms are good for stuff like that. You know, People wonder why you would need more than 10 rounds in a clip. Well, yeah, if there's 50 rioters trying to steal electronics out of your store and you have a 10 round clip, obviously I don't condone using a firearm unless it's an absolute necessity, but that being said, 10 rounds isn't always enough. So what's going on in the news? Kaepernick to the Seahawks. I could care less about Kaepernick. I think he's a piece of shit, and I hope he never gets a job. And of course, they got a picture of him here with this big fro, like, Jesus, man. And ironically, it's a black and white picture, like it's supposed to be like all, all artistic or whatever. I don't know. Got lots of, all the media is trying to kowtow to the African American community. The Bachelor has the first black bachelor. Like, great, we've ended racism. There's a black guy in The Bachelor. Congratulations. Just kills me. Drudge Report is really. I'm looking at Drudge Report right now, and it's really turning into kind of a garbage website. Mayan calendar was wrong. The world will end next week. See what I mean? Well, I guess if the world ends, I don't have to worry about fixing my sewer problems, so that'd be cool. Let's check out Breitbart, slightly more conservative outlet. Seattle police chief, cops unable to respond to rapes, violence in Chaz. Armed anarchists extorting businesses. Yeah, so in Seattle, I'm actually glad I saw this article. So Seattle, apparently, Antifa, or rather domestic terrorists who identify as Antifa, are trying to control this area in Seattle. And the fact that the National Guard and the police haven't completely torn this shit down. Yeah, police have been unable to respond to rapes, robberies, and all sorts of violent acts that are occurring in Seattle's East Precinct, which authorities abandoned on Monday, leaving the area in the hands of activists who set up their own police-free Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. Seattle Police Chief Carmen Best said, "Yeah, I'm sorry, she should be fired instantly. If you can't control every square foot of your city, you don't belong in the police. And if the police need help, you need to call in the National Guard, call in the sheriff, call in the Border Patrol, call in whoever you have to, call in veterans, call in the Hells Angels, you know, call in the Yakuza." They probably wouldn't, but the point is, you know, Muslim Brotherhood, whoever. This idea that these anarchists are just taking control of Seattle, it's just such a bunch of crap. If they thought they could get away with that in LA or San Diego or anywhere in California, they are out of their goddamn minds. It ain't gonna happen. No way, no how is any California law enforcement officer gonna let that shit fly. Frightened neighbors hire private security forces. Yeah, so we're gonna have the private security shooting out with anarchists. Just completely ridiculous. Of course, Garcetti, our local mayor here, wants to defund the Los Angeles Police Department over time. Yeah, maybe San Francisco, but I mean, San Francisco is a shithole, but well, yeah, San Francisco is a shithole. Maybe we should goad Antifa and say, "Hey Antifa, why don't you try that in San Francisco? See how that goes." But yeah, this idea of defunding the police, look, the police get a lot of money. I understand the police aren't perfect, and I'm not even necessarily the biggest supporter of police per se, but there needs to be some sort of law enforcement. Police are really more of a business-oriented service. Yeah, they respond to the personal stuff, you know, like personal crimes, but police were originally brought in to protect businesses and to keep businesses going. Which is why they report to the city and really not to the Constitution. They report to the mayor. They should report to the people, like a sheriff. Yeah, well, exactly. And you'll notice, you know, they ticket people that have money. They don't ticket homeless people. Cops aren't writing loitering tickets for the guy standing in front of 7-Eleven, even though they could write him a ticket every single day. They're writing traffic tickets, stop sign tickets, speeding tickets, drunken public tickets. You know, they're writing tickets for people that have money. They don't write tickets on people that don't have money because they know it's a waste of time. But yeah, Los Angeles wants to defund the police. Social media influencers wear blackface to show solidarity with Black Lives Matter. I wonder if I could get away with that. Probably not. Boris, Churchill expressed opinions unacceptable to us today. That's a good point. Churchill was racist. He also helped lead Britain to defeat the Germans. So, if you went back in time and took out Churchill, the person who would have taken his place might not have been able to rally London to destroy the Germans. 300,000 fentanyl pills, cocaine, and heroin seized at entry port. See, you don't want to just let anyone in. Fentanyl kills a lot of people. Heroin is a terrible, terrible drug. YouTube announces $100 million fund for black producers. That's racist. I am clearly not black, so I am unaffirmative actioned out of that fund. A little bit unfortunate. There's some things that stars are saying here, but I don't care what people in Hollywood say about anything. I don't think they even belong in the news. Anytime De Niro says this, don't care. George Takei says that, don't care. Barbara Streisand says that, doesn't even belong on the news. Does not belong in the news. Trouble in Anarchist Paradise. Chaz shouts down black women frustrated over hijacking of Black Lives Matter movement. What a surprise. What a surprise. Yeah, so apparently they drive out the police of the Seattle whatever department East Precinct. Yeah. Now, racism affects everyone. Doesn't affect everyone the same, but it does affect everyone. Well, Breitbart is a bunch of garbage mostly. Stacey Abrams, campaign hasn't called me for VP vetting. Yeah, I think we probably want a vice president who could run up a flight of stairs and not lose their breath. God forbid the main president ever goes out. We don't need our new president dying of a heart attack. Media declares Trump rally plans racist. What's up, Uncle Al? I got your letter, by the way. I think I mentioned that in the email. Thanks for that, and thank you for the package that's on its way Monday. You know, I am gracious, Uncle Al, for these gifts that you send. You certainly don't have to, but I am gracious for them. Churchill statue imprisoned in gray box to protect it from vandals. Here we have the anti-vandal box. At least they did something useful. Back from the doctor. Ah. Hungary sees birth rate boost after enacting pro-family policies. Interesting. Yeah, so Uncle Al, I've just been going over some kind of minor, unimportant life updates. I don't do a lot of live videos, but I had a little bit of energy, and I know there's nothing YouTube likes more than watching me eat tamales. GOP led committee passes Warren's amendment to rename military bases. Well, that's just such a great use of time. It's not like we have border problems, starvation problems. You know, if Warren wants to do something for her country, why doesn't she go to Seattle, protest with the anarchists? You're not going to see big politicians go out with the anarchists because they know they can't be protected. And if they are protected, it's going to be with armed security. You're not going to see AOC out there. Maybe though. Maybe you know, hey JD, maybe you can. I don't really do Twitter stuff, but why don't you tweet Anastasia AOC, you know, Cortez, whatever that wannabe senator is. Tell her that if she really is a woman of the people, she should go out to Chaz, the Seattle anarchist area. You know, I actually read 1980. I don't think I've ever read Animal Farm, but I did. I have read it 1984 in school, and I actually read it a couple years ago. You don't? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Um, yeah, 1984 is a really interesting book. You know, a lot of this stuff where the government's trying to get people to act in a certain way and acting very duplicitously. Oh, that's really cool, JD. You know, this double speak business where they say one thing and they mean another. Um, 1984, there's a lot to be learned from that book, without a doubt. Man, I tell you, I really don't want to go into work today. I'm grateful for a job, but uh, I think my goal today is going to be to annoy my boss. That's going to be my main goal. Not a very noble goal, but it'll make the day go by easier. All I have to do is put in safety tickets. He likes to cry about safety tickets. I put one in a while ago because this grinder that we use dumps water into these buckets. And the buckets, oh, excuse me, and the buckets overflow sometimes if you accidentally leave the water on. In fact, I had some food. I'm still hungry. I'm sorry. So, so I put in the safety ticket because these bucket with this tanks just overflow into these buckets, and it's a fairly low tech solution. And on the ground adjacent to these buckets is a 480 volt three phase power cable. The power cable goes to a machine that we use to demagnetize parts before they get welded. So, I put in this ticket like a month ago, and oh my God, this ticket has just caused so. I mean, he was crying about it yesterday. Oh, we got contractors, and there's a safety ticket, and EHS is emailing me about it. And I wanted to tell him, look, man, if you want me to just ignore safety violations because it's too big of a headache for you to deal with and you're going to cry about it like a little bitch, just let me know. Obviously, talking to your boss like that is not a great idea, so I didn't say anything. But he's giving me shit at that same discussion about, oh, nothing's getting welded today. Oh, another day goes by. So I just bite my tongue and I said, okay, I'll work on the next part, Buck. So I start working on the next part, and he comes over like 2 minutes later. So he's asking me about the water. He had this question about the water. He's like, well, they want to know how many gallons per hour and how many gallons per day. And I said, Buck, I'm going to get you an answer by the end of the day. I've been busy. And he's like, well, I just want to estimate. You don't have to over process it. It's something he likes to say a lot. And so I'm trying to work on an estimate. I just want to tell him, like, look, like, in 5 minutes, I could give you an actual accurate number, which the contractors would probably appreciate having an accurate number. But he's like, no, just the estimate's fine. And I'm like, but it depends how many people use the goddamn thing every day. Like, dude, I can't predict the future. It could be low, a couple gallons a day. It could be like 20 gallons a day. All right. I don't know. I can't tell you. And he's just getting all more pissy and more huffy and all this stuff. So the conversation's over. Go back to the machine, taking out the part that I couldn't do to put in a part that I can work on. He interrupts me in the middle of a crane lift. Oh, how do you turn on the water? How do you fuck with this? I'm just like, dude, I told you I'd have it by the end of the day. And now your ADD ass is coming over here 2 minutes later, like demanding that I show you how to use it so that you can take the measurement that I told you I would get you. Like he has no concept of like patience. He just gets all in a little tizzy and, oh, I got to get this and, oh, I got to get this done. And, like, dude, you need to calm the fuck down. You're a grown ass man. Calm down. I will get to it when I get a chance. Fuck. So, in any event, enough of the bitterness. This cupcake is far too sweet for me to be bitter right now. But, God, this guy just aggravates me sometime. Somebody's kid. Oh, about the boss. No, he's a grown man. He's like 50 years old, 55 years old. He is completely an adult. He does act childish sometimes, though. He's a little bit passive aggressive. He says disrespectful things sometimes. I sent an email out a week ago about a part I was working on. These engineers wanted me to get this part welded. I'm like, all right. Not just me, but I mean, I sent the email out to a few people, including a bunch of bosses, presumably because it was important. It's like, hey, can you guys knock these out? And I responded back, yeah, we'll try to get them knocked out this week. Well, that week, kind of some unforeseen delays. The machine was giving us some issues and other stuff's going on. So I think Thursday, maybe not last week, but the week before, anyways, I send this email out like, hey, because the parts, you have to prepare them, assemble them, and then we weld them. So I sent this email out that said, hey, if anyone has any extra time, I could use some help getting this part. Yeah, no, I got you, I got you, Uncle Al. No, he's been at the company for a while, but he doesn't have any pull as far as I understand in that sense. So I send this email out and I'm like, hey, if anyone has any extra time, if they can help me put this part together, that would be great. I'm kind of working on this other stuff right now. So I emailed everyone. I sort of replied all and then copied everyone in my department because it's the easiest way to email everyone in the department. Oh my God. So he comes over to me. He's like, hey, I'm trying to understand what's going on with this email. Like, why'd you email all these managers? What's going on with it? I'm like, well, first of all the managers on that email, with the exception of our department, were already on the email chain. I didn't add them to the email chain. They were on the email chain. And I said, they asked, us and a few of the welders to get the part done. And I'm just letting other people know if they have time, I could use help getting it ready to weld. Because if you have a lot of parts to weld, you can't spend all your time getting parts ready to weld. You have to actually be welding. It's an assembly line. One person doesn't do everything. We're supposed to have specialized jobs. Specialization of labor, part of the Industrial Revolution. Henry Ford, factory, production lines. Okay? Basic shit. So he's like, well, like who's like labor operation is it? Because all the operations are like labeled this group, that group, this area, that area. And it was actually labeled to our machine area, which didn't really help the conversation. I said, well, it's technically labeled to this machine, but usually we don't assemble parts over here. So it really could be put together by anyone else. And he was like, well, like what's going on? You just don't feel like doing it? And I was just like, wow. You straight up asked me to my face if I don't feel like working on a part. And I just, yeah. So between that comment and the comment recently about, oh, looks like nothing's getting welded today. I think the next time he makes a comment like that, I'm going to talk to him and be like, look, man, I know you're under a lot of pressure, but I need to let you know I don't appreciate comments like that. They're not necessary. They don't motivate me to work harder, and they don't improve the relationship that you and I have. Now, whether or not that's a good idea or not, I don't know, but I cannot, there's very, I'm not the most patient person in the world, but I understand that you can't always, you can't always dictate your surroundings. Sometimes, school sucks, sometimes work sucks, sometimes life sucks, okay? I get that. But if there's one thing that I have always had a very, very low tolerance for, it's people speaking disrespectfully to my face. I will not stand for it. In fact, much earlier in my career at the company, when I had been in the department that I'm at now for a few months, one of the quality inspectors, I don't know, I was like working on an op, and then he got called over, and I don't know, something happened. I couldn't finish it or something. It was a little bit newer. And so, and this particular quality person was always kind of giving people shit about like, oh, you're wasting my time. I don't want to be here. Just kind of always like bitching about the fact that he had to be at work. And I'm just like, dude, like I don't know what to say, man. Stop complaining every fucking second. So anyways, so something about what we were working on together, I couldn't finish. And I don't know if he was like pissed at me or he was just like fucking around, but he was walking past me to do another operation. Finally found something he knows how to do. And it was fairly obvious that he was talking about me because he said that comment out of nowhere. And there wasn't really, as far as the context, he was standing right next to me. And there wasn't really anyone else or any other subject, excuse me, he could have been talking about. So I kind of called him out about it, and I was like, "Hey, man, what do you mean by that? What do you mean when you were like, oh, finally found something he can work on? You like trying to talk shit about me?" And he was like, "Oh, I wasn't talking to you," and da da da. And he got all defensive and all. And I kind of called him out on it a couple times. And the only mistake I think I made in the interaction was calling him out on it more than once. Calling him out on it once was enough. But I kind of called him out on again and then again. And he got pissed and he was like, "Look, man, don't be coming me like at this shit like over and over again. Like you came at me once, you said your piece, like leave it at that. Don't be coming back to me like over and over like." But anyways, I could tell he was talking disrespectfully about me, and I can't have that. Not, if he has a problem with me, he can come talk to me, but trying to talk shit about me to another coworker in front of me, like zero tolerance for that. Mm. So, Trump slams Seattle mayor for describing anarchist takeover as summer of love. That seems fair. Hmm. All right. I'll wash my hands. I'll be right back. We'll see if we can't find some new preppers. By the way, Uncle Al, I am trying the vinegar on the counter trick. I'm not sure it bothers the ants very much, but seems to be working all right on the grout nonsense, the garbage. So, something I have not done in a while. Let's try to find some new preppers. Let's see if we can find some. I always love looking for new preppers. Prep. Unfortunately, prepping has become a terrible word to find preppers because they're like prepping for camping, prepping for summer, prepping for a new baby. Like it's really. Um, so you got to kind of use other terms like WROL, and let's maybe not search my own YouTube studio. That's not a great place to start. End of the world as we know it, collapse, apocalypse, stuff like that. What I really need to do is do a live stream more regularly so that I can get a few more views. His house is an entire Old West town, including working gallows. That's kind of weird. Okay. Thanks for stopping by, JD, though. Yeah, that's very. Yes, survivalist versus prepper versus, I don't know, outdoorsman. I am definitely not a survivalist. California is kind of a shitty state to practice being a survivalist in. You can barely hunt anything, hunt anywhere. The whole state is so dry. There's not like there's plentiful rivers and creeks. You see these videos of these people in the forest cutting down trees and they got a little stream there. And I'm like, where are you? You're not in California. You take one rock out of a park in California, they'll arrest your ass. California is a terrible state to be. I mean, at least around the city. Maybe if you're up a little more in the country or something, but uh, yeah, it's a little tricky. Although maybe I don't know this weekend, but one of these days I got to practice that Bodro fire business. Now that I have a backyard where I can burn things, but it's just been so hot. It's been so freaking hot. All right, back to trying to find a few preppers. It's 12:02. And let's try to sort this by upload date. 8.9 thousand views. He's not new. Death Dealer with a crappy clip from the internet. No, that's okay. 950 views. Asymmetrical Preparedness. It's a fancy name. 931 views. Here we go. Let Freedom Ring America. Protests Across America. 21 views. And he's sitting on his couch in a very... 74 subscribers. Perfect. Okay, so let's check out this guy. We have... I don't know if you can see here. Let's see. Freedom... No, wrong side, I think. Let Freedom Ring America. All right. So we are going to give him a shout out. I'm going to be the first one to comment on his video. And I'm going to say, hey man, subbed and gave you a shout out on my recent live stream. Don't you hate when people talk when they're typing? To help grow your channel. Keep up the great work. And I'm going to be a little bit of a dog. I'm going to copy that comment and I'm going to use it on the next one. Which I suppose if he watches this entire video, he'll know. But I doubt he'll watch the entire hour. So let Freedom Ring America. Don't hold it against me that I copy and pasted the comment the first time I wrote it. WD Glock Rock and Roll. Yeah, sure. Hey, Uncle Al, if you have a couple channels you want me to give shout outs to, I will definitely check them out. WD Glock Rock and Roll. 92 subscribers. Oh, similar channel. Pandemic Food Supply Reconnaissance. I already love her channel. Greenhouse Garden Update. Cool. Yeah. Let's check out her channel. No views 41 minutes ago. Awesome. 92 subscribers. Yeah. Okay. So, check her out. All right. So, here we have WD Glock and Roll. So, that's WD, then a space, then Glock and Roll together is all one word. Started a channel a year ago. Well, tell you what, Glock and Roll, we're going to try to get you up to 100 subscribers. And I just realized doing this at the very end of this live stream kind of, oh, look at that cute doggo wagging its little tail, a little spot over its eye. Yeah, doing this at the end of the video kind of reduces the chances of people getting the shout out, but anyways. Wonder where they're at. Sam's Club? If I turn the volume up, I could probably figure it out. It does not look like... they're green labels. It's not really important, but... So, let's go ahead and paste that comment. And maybe I'll change the hey man to hey there. All right. Cool. Oh, they got some property. They got a little side-by-side. I like it. They got a generator. Chains. Yuck, I'm covered in oil. I can relate. Been there, done that. Cool. Oh, I like these guys. All right, back to the prepping search. Just back a little bit. Oh man, bags. Oh, I woke up after 5 hours of sleep. I went to bed at 3. I woke up at 8. Tried to go back to bed, then the dogs barked. 10 minutes later, the dog's barking again. Just, ugh. Uncle Al, if you have any way to get dogs to stop barking, I would love that. Pacific Northwest, I think you meant. Bob the Metal Guy. Or is in pawn. Okay, well, let me just search in pawn in case that's the name of the channel. But I think if you meant in P and W, they're in the Pacific Northwest. So let's try. Okay, I think you meant in the Pacific Northwest. That's fine. Bob the Metal Guy. Well, I don't. So I'll check out his. I'll subscribe to his channel. But I'm not going to give him a shout out. I mean, check out Bob the Metal Guy. But I'm trying to find small channels like under 500 subs, under 250 sub channels, because those are the ones that really need. Once you get to like over 1,000 subscribers, growing your channel is like kind of on you. But I appreciate the mention anyways. I always like checking out new channels. I really don't have a lot of time to mess around on YouTube these days. Thousand views, riots, 230 views, Red October, David Lynn. Okay, hold on. Not finding David Lynn's channel, Uncle Al. Pastor David Lynn, Christ Forgiveness Ministries. I don't know if that's the channel you meant to recommend. Christ Ministry channels are not exactly my thing, but that's interesting. Viking Survival, 112 views. I feel like I'm subbed to this guy. 15 subscribers? What? Oh, wow. Why does this guy look like a law enforcement? Got a lot of radios and stuff in his car. God, my speakers are such garbage. Let me see if I can hear what this guy's saying. Hold on, YouTube. I guess you can still hear me even though. Oh, he's with his buddy. All right. So, shout out number 3, we are going to check out Viking Survival. 15 subscribers. But he's already doing well with the tags because notice he has gear, SHTF, and WRL all in the title. Cool. Let me see how many videos he has. Oh, he's even got the little thumbnails with the fancy letters. See, look at this guy. This guy, that's something I really need to do for my channel. And God, I just really don't care that much right now. Maybe when I get to 1,000 subs, I'll care. I know people think videos are more professional. No, Billy Bird. I don't. Oh, Billy, I don't know if I'm in the mood, Billy Bird. But back to, see, now you got me all side railed. But yeah, he's got these cool thumbnails here, so that definitely helps grow the channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 videos. Is COVID-19 what we've been waiting for? What gear do you need? When this hits, are you going to be Boogaloo Boy or a militant farmer? I don't even know what a Boogaloo Boy is. What are your hygiene habits? Sourcing your calories? How do you form your own group or mag? Mag. What does he mean, mag? I don't think he means magazine. Interesting. Cool. New channel. Excited to see this dude grow. All right. Uncle Al said Mondoc Living. All right. Hold on. Can't type too fast because I don't think I can scroll up in the comments. Mondoc Living has 599 subscribers. Now he has 600 subscribers. Camping and gear review. You know, I would love to do a little more of this stuff on my channel. Lord knows I got plenty of gear I could review. I could just take a peek in here and just be like, oh, I'm going to review this motorcycle carrier or this firearm case, which is empty, or this bicycle pump, or this pair of shoes, which actually sucks. Don't buy steel toes from Walmart. Or this Milwaukee. Actually, I kind of already did a review on the Milwaukee vacuum, but Kook and Cammy. You talking about the guy's channel, or that's the name of a channel? Let's figure it out both. Man, my hand is greasy. Oh. All right. Yeah, thank you, Billy. Thank you very much. I'm not as young as I used to be. No, I didn't get enough sleep last night, and maybe they're just always gonna look like this. I don't know. You know, maybe I need to do a mask or something. Kook and Cammy. Don't know if that's a YouTube channel or if you're talking about that Viking guy. All right, back to the search. Let's wrap this up in the next 5 minutes or so because I still got to work for 10 hours today. God. Today's going to suck. I'm going to try not to make it suck at work, but it's kind of going to suck. I think my only goal today is going to be just working, Billy. I don't really party that much anymore. Just my stupid neighbor dogs always barking at nothing. Or what is this Boogaloo crap? Oh, American far-right extremist movement generally identify as a libertarian citizen militia. Say they are preparing for a second American Civil War called the Boogaloo. Fascinating. Yeah. Yeah, tranking the dogs would work, probably. Um, no, it's just the light. Just the light, Billy. Man charged in deputy ambush scrawled extremist Boogaloo phrases in blood. Well, he took the pavement challenge and he's not going to be ambushing anymore. See, that's the thing about like timing, right? Now is not the time to be roaming around in the street with your AK saying, come and take it. Not a good time for that. It's not, hopefully, it will never be a good time for that, but we'll see. Guns for when yo yo in a world WROL. Half fast prepper show. Check out this dude's channel. Look at my guns. 13 subscribers. All right, I got to give this guy a shout out. This guy looks like a bit of a character. Interesting videos. So we will go ahead and throw him a comment. Sergeant Biscuit. That's funny. So the half-fast prepper show. Those are all separate words. Billy, I'm not sure what Tata Umkol means. I have no idea. Oh, Tata Uncle, because Uncle Al was taken off. Gotcha. Demcad. Man, this Demcad guy's channel is exploding. He's really cool. Billy Bird, do you even have a YouTube channel, Billy Bird? I don't think so. Oh, you do have a YouTube channel. Tiny house in East Kentucky Appalachian Mountains. Well, I'm subscribed. I haven't seen any of your videos recently. This channel doesn't have any content. How am I going to send people your channel you don't have any content, Billy Bird? Come on. You don't have to have a YouTube account to comment on people's videos. You just need a Google account. Why don't you make some videos, Billy Bird? Why don't you share what you have with the world? Why'd you take them all down? Why? Was somebody picking on you? Somebody being mean on YouTube? All right, back to, let's try SHTF. Urban Prepper, 45,000 views. Man. The Prepared Mind, 2.4 thousand views. The Strategy Channel. Here we go. You know, I suspect we're going to see a lot of new people come out with these channels because they want to kind of like capitalize on this, right? The Strategy Channel has 516 subscribers. Well, this guy has a lot of subscribers and he doesn't really need my support, but at any rate, the Strategy Channel, all three separate words, is some picture of a dude holding up his hand or something. Here's a used tissue belly. Well, you're gonna have to be a little more descriptive, Billy. Why did you take your channels down? You got to tell me. I can't empathize with you if you don't tell me why you're sad. Will your SHTF bug out survival gear be there when you need it? Yeah, I don't know if they're talking about caches. I don't really do that cache thing. SHTF prepping. Wow, how did they get that name? Oh my God, are you kidding me? That's an amazing name for a channel. I mean, I feel fortunate that I have prepping in my name. But SHTF prepping, wow, that's marketing major right there. All right, first, I'm going to do them a favor and block this stupid spam. So we'll do that. SHTF prepping. That is the name of that channel. Man, I definitely don't need to be coming in HD. I should like lower this down to like 240p maybe get back a little from the camera. See, my eyes look better further away from the camera. Maybe if I move my seat over here. Oh, I'm gonna put this back in the fridge. Some cold coffee snacks. All right. Wow. Wow. That's, oh, interprobes. Interprobes, Billy. Uncalled for. People can be very sensitive about your weight, their weight. I'm not, because I'm not really that fat. I'm fatter than I've been in a while, but I'm not that chunky. Unbelievable, Billy. And to think I was considering giving you a wrench. You just lost all your chances of earning a wrench. Wrench as in moderator. So let's try to find a couple more people. Can't take it back. It's been said. Damage is done. Damage is done. Magic Prepper, New York. Oh, New York Prepper's still making videos. Ooh, he's got some tactical firearm business. 4,000 views. Man, he's doing all right. Protocol for your radio traffic during SHTF. Well, I actually do have a radio, but there's not a lot of things I can listen to it on because everyone around here is using this digital trunk system business. Be the ant preparedness. All right, I'm going to sub this dude. So, be the ant preparedness. Ouch. Somebody left, wow. Somebody left a not friendly comment about this individual's stature. And look, we all know physical health is important. Obviously. One of the people that I watched is on oxygen, and it just pains me to see people in different grades of health. Commenting about it at any rate. Check out this guy's channel, Be the Ant Preparedness. Try to be welcoming to people, new members of the community. SHTF Communications, this dude's doing some super heavy duty radio stuff that I definitely don't know anything about. I am so bad with the radio stuff. 41 subs for Zielak77. That's Zielak 77. Throw him a little dealio. Off-grid tiny house, never enough ammo. The haircut place was open. Excuse me. Not everything is closed here. LA opened up salons again. Thank God. My hair was so hot and uncomfortable every day. I was just dying. Joe's Survival. 6 subscribers. Wow. Joe, congrats on coming to YouTube. That is very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Go ahead and report the spam. Fuck off. No, there's no way I could cut it myself. The lady who cut it, she's tugging my hair because it was really long and she was trying to cut it too fast. And I'm like, please be careful. because every time I go get it cut when it's really long, they're just like, "Meh, meh." My hair is so thick you can't cut it that fast. You got to go a little more slowly. And I haven't not tipped someone who's cut my hair in a long time, but she didn't get a tip. I'm like, maybe you could put some water. And she's like, no, the clippers are electric. And I'm like, everybody else puts water in my hair before they cut it, lady. Helps it cut. Helps it not clump up the clippers as much. It doesn't cut as well when it's dry. At least I don't think so. The Prepared Mind, Admiral Preparedness, Monkey Style Surviving. Interesting. 23 subscribers. Throw him a shout out. First comment. So, all one word. Monk style surviving. No, I don't have bangs. All right, couple more minutes. Let's try to find one or two more people. Bear Independent. All right, maybe one or two more. Joe Survival. 7 subscribers. See, more preppers are coming into the mix. Isn't that exciting? Oh, I already subscribed to this guy. Or maybe I just did. Joe Survival. All right. Let's get Joe Survival some peoples. And let's give him a real comment. None of this wannabe friends business. Ready Squirrel. Food storage tips. Okay. Is this channel all about storing food? I'm trying to focus on prepping channels here, not just food storage. Simply Survival. 10 subscribers. Okay. Yeah, I wish. No, I gotta work, Billy. I gotta work for 10 hours from 3:30 till 2. So, oh, come on. Last video channel I'm gonna recommend, Simply Survival. 2 different words, spelled normally. Alright, I have been doing this podcast or this video cast for 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 55 seconds. I think that's more than enough time. I would like to thank the 3 or 4 people that came to watch. I don't do a lot of live streams, so I guess that's kind of understandable. And I don't even know if there's like a certain time or day of the week that I could do it like every day. If I started doing it every day, I feel like I might have more regular viewers, but until then, people will have to survive with as much YouTube as I am able to provide. I work at a factory. I work in an aerospace factory, Billy. Building stuff. That's all I can say. Top secret. In fact, the stuff we do is I could tell you like roughly what I do, but I don't even talk about that a lot on YouTube because it's a relatively niche industry. So if I start talking too much about my work, it's too easy to kind of figure out like where I might work. So anyways, Job's paying the bills and paying for the mortgage, so it's good enough for now. I'm actually trying to transition into an engineering role, so hopefully at some point in the future. In fact, HR just gave me the approval, the freedom to go apply for that type of job because I'm not really being utilized well in my current role. So until next time, people, keep your cars, trains, boats, planes running better than I do. Keep your sewers running better than I do. Keep your bicycle tires fixed better than I am. And as always, keep prepping. Thanks for stopping by, YouTube. We'll see you next time.